Every single passport ranking you've ever seen is completely useless for expats, digital nomads, and retirees actually looking to relocate abroad. Henley Passport Index, Nomad Passport Index, all of them. They're measuring the wrong thing entirely. And if you're American, Canadian, European, or Australian thinking about moving overseas, these rankings are especially pointless because you already have visa-free or visa on arrival access to nearly every country on the planet. So here's the real question. When was the last time you couldn't travel somewhere because of visa restrictions? Probably never, right? These rankings tell you that you can get somewhere for 2 weeks as a tourist. Congratulations. But what they're not telling you is what actually matters when you're considering retiring abroad, working remotely, or building a life as an expat. And that is, what does having this citizenship or residency do for you and your family when you actually live there? I'm going to show you the Evolution Expats Citizenship Value Framework, the system we use with our relocation consulting clients to actually evaluate whether a country makes sense for your move abroad, your happiness, your future, whether you're a remote worker, retiree, entrepreneur, or family looking for a better quality of life. Lucky number 13 on our list could potentially double your income. Hit that like button if you're tired of surface-level expat advice, and subscribe for actionable relocation intelligence that actually moves the needle on your plans to live abroad. Let's talk about why traditional passport rankings are fundamentally broken for anyone seriously considering living abroad. They rank passports based on visa-free travel access. Period. That's it. How many countries you can enter without applying for a visa. Here's the problem. If you're holding a US, UK, German, Canadian, or Australian passport, and you're researching the best countries to retire to, or looking for digital nomad visas or exploring golden visa programs, you can already access 170 to 190 plus countries visa-free. You've already won that game. Congratulations, you're at the top of a meaningless pyramid. But what does that actually tell you about relocating abroad? Let me give you a real example. Chile offers visa-free travel to Russia. That's right, Chilean citizens can waltz into Moscow without any paperwork. The Henley Index loves that sort of stat. But here's what they don't tell you. How often are you realistically traveling to Russia as an expat living in Chile? Once? Maybe twice in your lifetime? Maybe never? Meanwhile, what does matter about Chile for retirees, remote workers, and families moving abroad is the universal healthcare system you'll actually use, the quality of schools your kids will attend, the tax structure that will determine your actual take-home income, the environmental diversity that gives you the Atacama deserts, the Patagonian glaciers, the Pacific coastline, and the Andean mountains all in one country. The cost of living that makes your dollar go 40% farther than it would in the United States, a real quality of life improvement. Those are the things that determine whether you thrive in Chile. Traditional passport rankings, they'll just tell you Chile ranks 16th because you can visit 174 countries. Completely useless information for expats actually planning to live there. That's why Evolution Expats developed a completely different evaluation system for our relocation consulting services. We don't rank passports by travel document strength. We rank potential destinations by what citizenship or residency actually delivers to you and your family for living, working, and building your life abroad. Here's how we do it. The 19-point citizenship value framework. Criterion number 1, ease of obtaining the visa or the citizenship. This is criterion number 1 for a reason. It doesn't matter how perfect a country is if you can't actually get in. Some countries are more amenable than others. Portugal offers a relatively straightforward golden visa program for investors. Italy has citizenship by descent for anyone with Italian grandparents. Mexico offers a temporary residency if you can show stable income. Perfect for retirees abroad. Panama has a modified friendly nations visa. Spain has both golden visa and non-lucrative visa options for remote workers. Meanwhile, Switzerland and Norway are notoriously difficult unless you're in a specialized profession or marrying a local. And here's the reality for expats. Your first choice might be out of reach. Your heritage, your education, your profession, your capital, these all determine the viable residency and visa options. But here's the thing. When Switzerland's unattainable due to restrictive immigration policies, our framework reveals hidden gems like Uruguay. Obtaining visas is much easier there, safety ratings are comparable, the cost of living is 1/3 of Switzerland, and the lifestyle matches your priorities better. That's the power of a comprehensive analysis. A pivot isn't a compromise, it's often an upgrade. That's why our relocation consulting starts here. We help you understand which countries are actually accessible to you, not some theoretical perfect applicant. Once we know what's realistic for obtaining a second passport or residency, we can evaluate which of those options gives you the best life abroad. Item 2. UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Cultural richness and historical significance. This measures the depth of history, architecture, and cultural experiences available to you. Italy has 59 UNESCO sites. China has 57. Germany has 52. Compare that to New Zealand with 3, or Singapore with 1. If you're someone who values living surrounded by centuries of art, architecture, and cultural heritage, this matters enormously to your daily satisfaction. Number 3, environmental diversity. Can you live near the mountains and the ocean, the desert and the forest? Do you have climate options within a few hours' drive? Countries like the United States, Chile, China score exceptionally high here. You can live in an alpine environment, coastal cities, arid deserts, and temperate forests, all within the same country. Compare that to the Netherlands. Beautiful, but geographically uniform. If you don't like flat, temperate coastal living, you're out of options. Number 4, GDP and economic opportunity. What's the job market like? What can you earn? What industries are thriving? This isn't about national wealth, it's about your economic prospects as an expat or remote worker. Germany's GDP per capita is around $48,000. Vietnam's is around $4,000. But if you're a digital nomad or remote software engineer earning Western income, Vietnam might offer you a better lifestyle because of the geographic arbitrage. Your Western income goes 5 times further on with local prices. We evaluate GDP in context of cost of living and your profession. This matters whether you're working remotely, running an online business, or retiring abroad on a fixed income. Number 5, infrastructure quality. Electrical reliability, internet speed, water quality, public transportation, road conditions. You know what nobody talks about when they're romanticizing their move to Bali as a digital nomad? The power outages, the inconsistent water pressure, the 10 megabits internet that cuts out when it rains. If you're working remotely or running an online business, infrastructure isn't a bonus, it's a necessity for your livelihood. Countries like Singapore, Japan, and Switzerland score off the charts here. Many developing nations do not. For retirees, infrastructure affects everything from reliable healthcare to getting your groceries home from the store. Number 6, population size. More people doesn't automatically mean better, but it's a crucial indicator of lifestyle. Panama has 4 million people. Mexico has 128. What does that mean practically? Panama feels like a small town everywhere you go. A limited dating pool, limited professional networks, limited cultural events. Mexico City alone has more people than all of Panama. Think about it. Are you someone who thrives in tight-knit communities where everyone knows everyone? Or do you prefer the anonymity and endless options of a major metro? Neither is better or worse, but you need to know which environment suits you personally. Number 7, English language penetration. Can you navigate daily life in English? Can your kids get by in school? Can you find doctors, lawyers, and accountants who speak English fluently? Singapore, the Netherlands, Scandinavia all score extremely high. You can live entirely in English if you need. France, Spain, and most of Latin America, you're going to need to learn a little bit of the local language or you'll struggle constantly. That's not a deal breaker, but you need to know it going in. Number 8, native language utility. If you do learn the local language, how useful is it elsewhere in the world? Spanish opens up 20 plus countries. French opens up 29 countries across Africa, Europe, and the Caribbean. Arabic is spoken across the entire Middle East and North Africa. Portuguese works in Brazil and Portugal, with a little bit in Angola and Mozambique. But Hungarian works in Hungary. That's it. If you're investing years of your life learning a new language, the return on investment matters. Quick question for you. What's your dream country for relocating, and what are your biggest concerns about moving there? Healthcare costs, language barriers, tax complications? Drop a comment below and we'll analyze it using this exact framework in a future video. Now let's get back to what separates Evolution expats from every other consultant out there. Number 9, healthcare system quality and accessibility. This is what you'll actually use as a citizen or permanent resident, especially critical for retirees abroad. Not what tourists experience in private hospitals, what expats experience living there full time. Universal healthcare access, life expectancy, doctor-to-patient ratios, hospital quality, wait times, prescription costs. France, Spain, and Taiwan have world-class universal healthcare systems where you pay almost nothing out of pocket. The United States has cutting-edge medical technology if you can afford $2,000 a month in insurance premiums. Here's a real example. If you're a retiree on Medicare in the US, your diabetes medication costs $400 a month and a specialist visit runs $500 with insurance. Move to Portugal with residency and that same medication costs €12 a month and your specialist visits are free. That's $4,500 saved annually, money that goes towards enjoying your retirement instead of managing chronic conditions. For Americans retiring overseas, accessing affordable quality healthcare is often the primary reason for relocating. Traditional passport rankings don't tell you this. We do. Number 10, education system quality. If you're a family relocating internationally with kids, this is non-negotiable, and even if you don't have children, strong public education indicates a well-functioning society. Finland, Singapore, and Japan consistently rank at the top globally. Your kids will receive a world-class education essentially for free as residents. Many countries also offer heavily subsidized or free university education to citizens. Germany, Norway, Finland, and France all offer tuition-free or near-free university. Compare that to $50,000 per year at some US universities. This is a multi-$100,000 citizenship benefit that traditional passport rankings completely ignore. For expat families, it's often the deciding factor. Number 11, political stability and civil liberties. Here's a question worth considering. What good is owning property abroad if the government can seize it on a whim, or if corruption means you're constantly paying bribes for basic services? Switzerland, Norway, and New Zealand score exceptionally high. Your rights are ironclad and the government isn't going to change the rules overnight. Venezuela, Myanmar, and Afghanistan, you're facing political chaos, currency collapse, and potential asset seizure. It doesn't matter how many UNESCO sites they have. Number 12, safety index, crime rates, violent crime, property crime, organized crime, and police effectiveness. You know what traditional passport rankings don't tell you? That South Africa has incredible visa-free access, but also has the highest violent crime rates in the world. Singapore, Japan, and Switzerland are absurdly safe. You can leave your laptop on a cafe table and expect it to be there when you return. El Salvador has made massive improvements recently, but historically had one of the highest murder rates globally. These are things you need to know. Number 13, tax structure and financial benefits. Citizenship and residency determine your tax obligations, period. This is crucial for tax optimization when living abroad. Some countries tax worldwide income, like the United States. Some only tax local income, like Panama, Paraguay, and Costa Rica. Some have wealth taxes, Spain and Norway. Some have zero income tax, the UAE and Monaco. This isn't theoretical. This is thousands or tens of thousands of dollars per year out of your pocket as an expat or digital nomad. Real numbers. If you're a digital nomad earning $80,000 annually as a remote software developer, living in California means roughly $28,000 goes to federal and state taxes. Relocate to Thailand with the territorial tax system and you pay $0 on your US sourced income. That's an extra $28,000 per year or earlier retirement 10 years sooner if you invest it. We analyze income tax rates, capital gains tax, wealth tax, inheritance tax, social security contributions, tax treaties, and whether you can legally optimize your structure based on residency versus citizenship. For remote workers and online entrepreneurs, understanding territorial tax systems versus worldwide taxation is the difference between keeping 70% of your income versus 50%. Your accountant will thank us. Number 14, social safety net. What happens if you lose your job? What happens if you become disabled? What does retirement look like as an expat? The Scandinavian countries offer comprehensive unemployment benefits, disability support, parental leave, up to 480 days in Sweden, and they have robust pension system. The United States offers significantly less. These are citizenship and permanent residency benefits you'll never access as a tourist, but they're crucial for long-term security when retiring abroad or relocating with your family. Number 15, climate patterns and livability. Not, is the weather nice in tourist season, but can I actually tolerate living here year-round? Portugal has 300 days of sunshine. Beautiful, but scorching summers with no AC in most buildings. Scotland has lush landscapes, but 250 days of rain. Dubai is modern and wealthy, but 110 degrees Fahrenheit for 4 months straight. We factor in temperature extremes, humidity, natural disasters, and actual daily comfort for year-round living, because you're not visiting for 2 weeks, you're living there permanently. Number 16, property ownership rights. Many countries restrict property ownership to citizens. Thailand, Vietnam, and the Philippines all have significant restrictions on foreign ownership. You want to own land, build a home, or invest in real estate? citizenship or permanent residence becomes essential. This is a tangible financial benefit worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in equity. You cannot access this as a tourist or a temporary resident. Number 17, cost of living versus purchasing power. High GDP means nothing if everything costs a fortune. This is where geographic arbitrage becomes crucial for remote workers and retirees. Switzerland has the highest GDP per capita, but $25 lunches and $3,000 a month apartments. Thailand has a much lower GDP, but your money goes 3 to 4 times farther daily. We calculate real purchasing power, what your income actually buys in groceries, housing, transportation, and healthcare. For Americans relocating to Latin America or Southeast Asia, this difference can mean retiring at 50 instead of 65. Number 18, work-life balance. France mandates 30 days of vacation. Spain has siestas. The Netherlands offers extensive part-time work with full-time benefits. The United States, 10 vacation days, 60-hour work weeks, and 0 mandatory parental leave. For digital nomads and remote workers choosing where to live, cultural attitudes towards the work-life balance affect daily happiness more than visa-free travel benefits. Living somewhere that values leisure fundamentally changes your quality of life abroad. Number 19, environmental quality. Air pollution, water quality, access to clean drinking water, green space, noise pollution. New Zealand, Finland, and Iceland have pristine environments. India and Bangladesh struggle with severe urban air pollution. Chiang Mai, popular with digital nomads, has brutal agricultural burning smoke every spring. You're breathing this air every single day. It directly impacts your health and longevity, not just your comfort. So there you have it, our 19-point ranking system for decision making. Here's what separates us from every other relocation consultant, immigration advisor, and expat planning service out there. Other consultants will tell you Portugal has a great golden visa program. One data point. We will tell you whether you'll actually qualify for that golden visa program based on your finances, how Portugal scores across all 19 criteria for your priorities as a retiree, remote worker, or family, what the tax implications are for your income structure, and whether territorial taxation benefits you, whether the healthcare system meets your needs for quality, accessibility, and cost, whether the culture matches your lifestyle preference and work-life balance expectations, what the realistic path to permanent residency and citizenship looks like for you, how the cost of living translates to your spending patterns, and whether geographic arbitrage works. See the difference? Our competitors are selling you passport rankings and tourism brochures. Our clients receive a prepared document analyzing their desired country across these exact criteria. You walk away with actionable intelligence, not generic platitudes. Here's the bottom line. If you're serious about relocating abroad, not fantasizing, not collecting passport stamps, but actually building a better life in a new country as an expat, digital nomad, or retiree, you need to be evaluating citizenships and residency options through the right lens. Traditional passport rankings are designed for travel bloggers and Instagram influencers. They're not designed for people making serious life decisions about where to invest their time, money, and future when moving overseas. So let's get started. After you book a consultation using the link in the description, check out our document hygiene playlist. Getting your house in order, birth certificates, background checks, apostees, financial documentation takes time, whether you're applying for citizenships by investment, residency visas, or golden visa programs. Start early. Then, after your consultation, you will understand your unique situation as a remote worker, retiree, entrepreneur, or family, and you'll have a comprehensive analysis of your best options using our 19-point framework. You'll walk away knowing exactly which countries make sense for your life abroad and what your path forward looks like. Every dream starts with a plan. Start measuring citizenships and residencies by what it actually delivers to you and your family when you relocate internationally. Links are in the description. We'll see you in the next video.